this is one of the incredible pleasures of having an herb garden. I just picked some basil leaves, I should say, from the basil plant that I have here. And I didn't pick too much because it's still growing, and I don't need an awful lot of basil leaves for the amount of eggplant parmesan I'm making, but it's just such a wonderful feeling. Anyways, I'll be back and starting soon. Okay, so what I'm doing today is making one of my very favorite dishes, which is eggplant parmesan, and eggplant happens to be my favorite vegetable, so this is a wonderful way of cooking it. I'm starting with the sweating process, and by that what I've done is I've taken an eggplant, half of an eggplant, because I'm making enough for 2 people. I'm not using the whole eggplant. I've cut the eggplant up into 1/2-inch slices, and this one is, they're about a half, they're not all evenly done, but they're about 1/2-inch slices. And I've put salt on both sides. I have them on paper towel, and what I'm going to be doing is putting them in a colander, and I'm going to be letting them sit. Or you can use a wire rack. So obviously all of them are not going to fit here, and I'm going to be doing different things with these. So the ones that I can get to fit in here, I will, and the rest I'm going to probably be using a wire rack. And I'm going to be letting them drain. So the excess moisture draining will make the eggplants less bitter and also crispier, I believe, when they're frying. So there you go. I will do this for probably 1/2 hour to 45 minutes, and then I will rinse off the excess moisture. And it's very important to pat them dry, because if you fry anything, but especially I know for sure with eggplants, and they're wet or they have any moisture, they will tend to splutter, and it's not a very pleasant experience. So there you go. I will be back when this process is done and start the eggplant parmesan. So as usual, I'll start off with all the various ingredients. I have some panko Japanese style breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese. I'm going to be adding to grated mozzarella cheese. I'm going to be adding some grated marble cheese, which includes cheddar, and I love it. I think it adds a very nice flavor to this dish. I have my egg. I have marinara sauce, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and the basil, and of course the eggplant, which I've sweated, and I believe that's it. What I'm going to do is add a bit of oregano and garlic powder to the egg and start the eggplant part of this dish off. So I'm starting off with my beating the egg. I've added, I don't know if you can see it, some garlic powder and some oregano. This is my garlic powder, and I'm just beating it. I have my eggplant, which I'm going to be dipping into this egg mixture. Into the panko breadcrumbs. Have a few chili flakes in there. So it's beautifully breaded, and I'm just making sure the other side is equally well breaded. You could use Italian seasoned breadcrumbs as well. And I have my oil, and I'm just going to be frying it, but not cooking it through because it's also going to be cooking in the baking process. So I'll continue with these eggplants until we have them all coated in the breadcrumb mixture, and until I finish frying them all. Just browning them, I should say. There we go. I think you can hear it sizzling now. It's starting to sound really nice. So this is what you want, a nice browning of the breadcrumbs, because as I said before, we're not fully cooking the eggplant here. We're just browning them for flavor. And we're going to be finishing off, oh, that one's nice, and we're going to be finishing off the cooking process in the oven when they all bake. So I'm just going to be finishing these eggplants off and then start the layering process. Well, I always have a part of every video, especially when I'm cooking, that I call the fun part. And I think this is definitely one of the fun parts of making eggplant parmesan. So I have my baking dish that I've lined with the marinara sauce, and I'm just putting in my beautiful eggplant one by one. And if it doesn't fit, that's okay. I will use another plate for the rest of these. I think this one is really, really nicely done. There we go. So what I'm going to be doing is adding the grated mozzarella. And the cheese, the cheddar cheese, which I think really adds another level of flavor. Before I forget, the basil leaves. And finally, I find it actually a little bit heavy, the Parmesan cheese. I was going to be putting a bit more than that. So more of the grated Parmesan cheese. And into the oven I am putting this beautiful dish, and I will be back when we're done. Cannot wait. Okay, the eggplant parmesan is done, and let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Oh, Look at the cheese and the eggplant, and oh my goodness, it's just, it looks like it's just cooked perfectly. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have a taste. Let's see the beautiful color. And the eggplant is just cooked perfectly. It's not too mushy. Look at this cheese. Oh, wow. Mmm. Okay, so I'm just about to have a bite, and Scooby's here wanting to investigate. No, sweetheart, this is a little bit too rich for you. So let me try. We have Scooby right here, licking his lips, his snout. Just look at that. Oh. Mmm. The perfect comfort food. Please give this a try. I think the cheddar cheese really adds to it. I'm going to have to control myself not to have any more. Oh my goodness. Very, very good. A++. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this episode, and there's going to be more exciting episodes to come. Bye for now.